HW here, new IR pack. Really excited about some of these new IRs, man. I was talking about recently how I started just going to guitar stores and just grabbing random cabs. I've had so much luck with that, and this one is a Matchless 210 cabinet. So I'm pairing it right now with this, all I did was I took the free Match Spit 15 download, and I just popped in the IR that you saw on the screen right there. This cab is G10 S50s. I've never had these speakers before, but S is for small magnet, G10 is for guitar 10-inch, and this pairs really well with any Matchless modeler thing you have, any AC30 modeler you have. What you're going to find is a really robust low end that you can really kind of hear. Let me clean this up a little bit right here. Really a nice, just like firm low end, you know? Tight, but sort of a grunty characteristic, and I really dig that. I really dig it because that's kind of what 210s get you. These things also tend to be a bit sizzly. Check this out. So you can hear that really lovely, even with all that verb and delay and stuff, you can hear kind of the character of the sound. Now, you get a bunch of microphones in here. That's the 121 545. I've got a ton of IRs in this Helix. If you spy very closely, you'll probably see some unreleased stuff that I'm not going to show you quite yet. But if you want to do something different, like a different kind of mic, if you want, maybe you just want, here's a nice one, SM545, without the two mic kind of version, you know? That's a really beautiful, just dynamic mic sound. It's going to sit really well in a mix. Yeah, I mean, that's nice. I dig that. That's going to probably be a nice little cut. And then, of course, I have not touched this at all. You could pull the bass down if it's a little too warm, but I kind of like it. Depending on what it is, I kind of like it. Because the warmth in the bass to me with these IRs doesn't, the function of a 10 is like, there's like a reason bass players like them. You know what I mean? They don't get too loose. They kind of hold the note together. And so there's all sorts of stuff you can do in here. If you want something really like, really kind of fat and big, you could go right here just for this Fathead and a 57, and that's going to be lovely on the neck. And I'm going to throw in a little harmonic enhancer here on the bridge. It's a nice thick sound with enough toppy-endy stuff. Okay, take all that stuff off. Of course, in the pack, you're always going to find a bunch of EQ treatments like that I really like. And I just loaded up they're available on all the mics. So there's so many IRs in here. You get a bunch of different mic choices, but then you also get all of those mics with post EQ added. Why do I do that? I do that because there's so many good sounds. Like, let's say I just want a brighter version of it, right? If I just want a brighter version. Beautiful. Love it. If I want something with just more mid-range, yeah, that's a nice thicker kind of sound, you know? If I want something completely different, like without that mid push, what if I want just a completely different sound, but I'm gonna leave it sort of with those microphones? What I can do is find let's do V. So this is where I've boosted highs and lows and cut out some mids, right? And this is gonna give me a more rockin' type. That's a beautiful sound. I like that. A little mid boost that I'll just put on the modeler here. You do that, or here's a tube screamer. And of course, that scoop sound really works well to make any amp cleaner, on the cleaner side of things, seem wider and bigger. And, you know, you can hear that right here. All right, and so you might be wondering, HW, can you use these IRs on anything? Yes, you can use them on anything. You're not locked into AC30 or Matchless or whatever, those types of amps. So what I did is I pulled up the Deluxe Reverb V2 here on my Stadium, and I've assigned the 121-545, that my kind of go-to mic, but I put the Cut the Mix EQ on. And in the middle, actually, let's go to the bridge. It sounds like this. It's a pretty nice deluxe, rockin' kind of deluxe with a little drive. Little bright switch. Okay, Cut the Mix already has some highs and lows boosted in there, along with like some mid-range little peaks at like 500 and like a little at I think like 25K or something, along with some 16K. It's a little thing I did in there. Anyway, so depending on your pickups and stuff, one thing that I think works really well is to give it this wide kind of thing like this, where in the middle it's really nice, clean, and sort of this thing. It's another flavor than you're going to get from a 12-inch speaker, and it might be really nice to put a 210 on one side and a 12-inch on the other. I went to the wrong chord. Sorry, my bad. Anyway, here is the Suze to show you some more cool sounds from this IR pack. HW.